say in India with such a large population that's below below the working age, I would say below like 2022, the ability that, I mean, their concept of what technology is being very, is actually very rudimentary, because it's being maintained at the level of entertainment. If you can deliver entertainment and if you can maintain entertainment to the masses, that's your peak point. That's something you should be very proud of. And we are looking at it in the sense that, okay, every mobile phone now has YouTube, every mobile phone now has Twitter, but what are people doing with that? The amount of productivity has not gone up. The amount of noise definitely has. So it's about understanding where the potential lies. It's about bringing in education earlier to evaluate the potential things you can leverage in this kind of when there is such a surplus of data ahead of you. It's going to be harder to pick out what makes sense and what is applicable and what's not. So I'm sorry, I don't have a solution.
My general sense in AI, what I am developing is that, see, both of us, we are making money because we create a good customer interface. Today, quality is given. Nobody gives you a badge for quality. I think it's all about the customer interface. So simpler the customer interface, simpler the customer experience to get your product, get your services, I think is going to be a differentiating factor in the future. And for that, all the back-end complexity needs to be managed by AI. Now, AI means basically something which is learning by itself. Data crunching is available, computing capacity is going to become available. Now, what you think, why can't you teach the computer? That means it's like when you set up your account on an SAP platform, what do? You define your processes correctly. And then that SAP allows you to take those defined processes and they put it in an algorithm. And then they say that this is the way it's going to work. Anything else is not going to work. So similarly, I think each one of us in the next 5 years will have to make a commitment that our customer interface is the first level where the AI will come. I was just talking to the Salesforce guys and they are bringing now AI in the Salesforce management. So if we can do that, because if you really look at your ability to make money, it's the customer. And whoever will sort of do that, like take example of Uber. The customer interface, Uber is so simple. But the backend, I'm sure it will be very, very complex. Correct? So there must be an AI, it's learning about yourself. Where you go, where you take, what time you travel, it is trying to generate data and it is trying to give you even drop. So like that you will have to sort of study and start jotting down what is working for you, what is not working for you, what succeeded, what did not succeed, and then you have to teach the computer. Like you rightly said, what is IBM Watson program is doing? They are teaching a computer. All the best of the doctors are teaching it. So today, Watson IBM computer, if it has to take exam, it can get gold medal in law, it can gold medal in oncology, it can get gold medal in everywhere. Because the best of the best will teach. So suddenly the lawyers will become less required. Suddenly the doctors expand. But there is a huge opportunity in every business. So every business will have to ask that question: is my services going to be replaceable by a robot? That question which we raised in the first meeting. Is my service actually not going to be needed by the society? Or is there a disruption technology which is happening which actually will just wipe out this need of this particular way of doing things, whatever way you are doing? So all these questions will have to be sort of debated, answered within 6 months.
cite an example just to end. The use of technology is something for a, so there is a technology itself and there are people who are pushing it forward. But really, I'll cite an example. So you will see how the very large amount of sophisticated technology can do a very simple thing. People who are doing this telecom career pricing. So you are going to a corporate and you want to give a quote. Now that quote was always classified by virtue of what kind of packages you have. You were able to say you have so many customers, etc., etc. You can do this. There are companies who are selling very sophisticated packages, which is costing something like $500,000, which basically allows you to analyze the traffic of a corporate customer across the whole nation. And then you are able to tailor a win-win situation for yourself as well as for the customer. So we'll give you this kind of a data package, this kind of time. We will give you this kind of a configuration, this kind of calls are free. So many calls are going from here to that office, so therefore you will not need this kind of a package. Being able to offer a customized package on the basis of the analysis of the data of the usage for the last 3 months gives that company an edge where no other company is able to give a package which is very unique. So, as far as the customer is concerned, it is transparent. They don't know what kind of a backend we use. As far as the marketing person is concerned, that is also transparent because they are really looking at the output. But huge amount of backend processing is required. So customer interface, rightly said, very intelligent customer interface, customized for them and trying to create a win-win situation. What you can afford, what can you offer, and you can offer that in relatively while you are sitting in the customer's place. That kind of a ready access to the analysis of data is possible by virtue of backend.
It's almost like when you are walking into a customer, if you have his photograph, if you know that what kind of a personality he is, you know exactly what history went on, when did you meet him, when you did not meet him, what is his lead time, what is his release time, all this information can get captured. This is where the AI will emerge. So making the life of the interface easy and predictable. I think that's where the whole value addition will come. Just to end, any feedback on the whole purpose of doing this exercise, what we are trying to do, is to make you think, make you push to visualize what is going to happen 20, 40, 25 years from now. Is it helping?
Yes.
Is everybody actually thinking? Was that required? Because I thought before we get into the business processes, at least all of you should sort of, at least, yeah.
So, the point, what I felt, this is the second session I'm attending. There are a lot of areas about which I am aware, which Mukesh Bhai, for example, is not aware, or Mukesh Bhai is aware, I am not aware. Like, for example, you talk about patenting. I am very interested about that, but Mr. Molin Mehta, as you said, rightly knows more about it, but up to this time, I didn't know that he does know. So my suggestion is, from this whole session, if eventually, as you said rightly on the first session, if you could have a pseudo think tank kind of a thing, wherein there can be a cesspool of data, of the best of whatever we all know and collate it into it for mutual growth of business. I don't think there will be any animosity because the limit is it's infinite. And it's really going to help. This is my take on the matter.
Yeah, I think what my suggestion would be, I think informally, if everybody agrees that you want to be part of this group, going forward for the next 2 years, if you are enjoying these 2 hours what you spend here and you feel that it has given you the kick to, becoming better in terms of your ability to change the way you look at your own self or the way you are looking at your own businesses, then network among yourself. You can always be good friends and do that. I don't think that is really the core competence of the program. But I just wanted to make sure that I'm not doing something wrong or global leadership. Without this, I don't know how you can be big leaders, without visualization of the future. Okay, good. One request from the federation would be that we have decided to charge 50,000 rupees per person during these 2 years course, because we will have to pay, for the sort of the facilities which we will get in terms of the WebEx to bring in this thing, and also using the air conditioning, tea, coffee and all that. So that 50,000 rupees would go towards the federation just to make sure that they pay out expenses and we don't drain their resources out. So I would hope whoever wants to now continue next time, I think we will have the next session on 2nd of March. If you guys can send in the paycheck, I don't know, we will send an exact this thing, payable to
Forward it.
payable to whom and all that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So great. So look forward to at least we need to pay the federation for all the facilities they are providing us. Because this is an informal group, this is nothing that, but at least we should help them to cover their expenses. So, and I think it's not a big amount for 2 years. It would be a nice gathering. And once we have the proper technological setup, hopefully that will help. Okay, so have a good night. Thank you. And next time try to be sharp. We appreciate starting the program on time.